You've seen uDoIt Coatings video on uniform stain application, or you've skipped that video. In this video, we will cover a mottled stain application. Prior to staining, and depending upon your project's needs, the concrete has been cleaned with degreaser, etched, possibly patched and cleaned again, and the project area has been protected if needed with masking materials such as drop cloths, plastic, paper, and tape. Step number 3, staining. uDoIt Coatings Decorative Concrete Stain is available in 9 standard colors and can be purchased in half-gallon increments. This gives our customers the most flexibility and cost savings. Each half-gallon unit of stain will cover approximately 200 square feet. Coverage rates vary. Now we will show you how to achieve a mottled effect with uDoIt Coatings Decorative Concrete Stains. This stain technique will create random light and dark areas and can simulate an acid stain application without all the problems associated with acid stains. A mottled effect is the best method to camouflage carpet glue marks or imperfections in the concrete. For a mottled effect, pick one lighter, prominent color and 1 or 2 darker accent colors. On this particular project, Desert Trail is the lighter, prominent stain color, and Roasted Pecan is the darker accent stain color. Be advised that the uDoItCoatings.com Material Estimator will indicate the total amount of stain to use on your project, so portion the lighter, prominent, and darker accent colors out accordingly. Old exterior concrete can be very porous and may require slightly more stain than estimated. People often purchase half the amount of stain for darker accent colors. So, about a half gallon of the darker accent color to every 1 gallon of the lighter prominent color. But feel free to customize your project as you wish. Since it is best to use the stain on damp concrete, you can apply it immediately after rinsing away the Eco Prep and Clean. If you apply the stain later, make sure the concrete is still clean and re-wet it. Damp concrete prevents the stain from streaking and pushes it deeper into the pores of the concrete. If you choose to spray the stains, gallon sprayers work well for large areas. Spray bottles are fine for small projects. Lightly mist 2 or more colors in sections on the damp concrete at the same time. Do not let the stain puddle. If puddles form, wipe them up with a damp rag. If spots occur, spray them immediately with water using a spray bottle and the stain will dissipate and no longer appear spotted. You can do multiple layers of stain. Just let each coat dry first. Your application technique may take some practice, so start in a less conspicuous area first. If you work the stain into the damp concrete by hand instead, use the applicator of your choice, such as a grout sponge, rag, or brush. On larger projects, you may want to use a stain application brush for the first coat of stain to save time. This technique can be seen in the uniform stain video. Then apply additional layers of stain by hand. Lightly mist the concrete with water right before applying the stain. Apply the lighter prominent color first, because making the project darker is easy. Making it lighter is nearly impossible. Then let the first coat of stain dry completely. Dry times vary greatly with weather conditions, but normally the stain is dry within an hour. Realize that stain dries much faster in sunny areas than in the shade. Next, randomly apply a darker accent color without dampening the concrete, which is only necessary on the initial coat of stain. Let this dry. Keep building up layers of stain until the desired effect is achieved. On this particular job, the homeowner found it easiest to use a very small amount of stain on a grout sponge and work it into the concrete with random strokes. Do not let the stain puddle. If you apply too much stain in an area, simply wipe it up with a clean rag or paper towel before it dries. You can also spray water between 2 different colors and bleed them together, creating an even more mottled effect. It is best to stain your entire project at once. However, if you must stop on a small project, feather the edges and spray them with water before leaving to prevent hard lines and streaks. This will help you tie in the remaining stain when you return. If you make a mistake, you can stain over it many times. However, because stains are not totally opaque like a paint, you may not be able to completely hide the mistake. For instance, drips of stain are hard to camouflage later, so spray them immediately with water so that the pigment in the stain dissipates. Please note that these homeowners chose to paint a solid border on their project. Details are given on uDoItCoatings.com under the Library tab. When the stain and optional border is dry and exactly the way you like, proceed to step number 4, sealing. Next up, uDoIt Coatings video on sealing with clear acrylic sealer, and following that, a video on how to seal with clear poly glaze.